everyone, welcome to Headset Hangouts. I am Amelia and I will be walking you through Bridge basics today. So at a high level, how do we use the Bridge tool to make the most of our inventory and reordering process? So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen and we will get into it. If this is your first time at Headset Hangouts, this is just a super informal educational training session. And we're going to be going through our demo account called Tegrity Farms. You're not going to see anyone's real info in here. So keep that in mind as we go about the platform. If you're brand new to Headset and you're wondering how to use filters, how to schedule an email, all of that really basic functionality within the platform, please reach out to your CSM or contact the support bubble in the bottom right-hand screen and they can certainly help you out. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and share my screen and we will get into it. So when you log into Headset, you're going to be probably taken to this page or the overview page. If you're taken to this one, go ahead and choose Bridge. And the couple of dashboards that we're going to go through today is one is an overview. I'm going to be going through the overview dashboard, and then under accounts, we're going to take a peek at detailed inventory and reorder report. So jumping into overview first, I already have this pulled up. This is just a really high level look at all of your accounts. So if you're selling into multiple retail stores, all of this will be rolled up into one neat package in the overview. So we have high level store stats to start, total sales within the last 30 days, how many units were sold, and then count of distinct stores. So these are the stores that you are connected to. The count of distinct stores with sales. If there's a discrepancy between these numbers, definitely reach out to us. There might be a store that just isn't selling the products anymore, or something is off. You can certainly reach out to us and we can work together to figure out what's going on with that store. Ideally, you'd want these two numbers to match. Scrolling down here, we have sales and units over time. So again, this is going to be in the last 30 days. We're able to see total units compared to total units, total units compared to total revenue over time. And then down here at the bottom, we have sales by store. So if you want to see a nice comparison of how your sales are doing in terms of total revenue versus total units and average item price, you can view it here. So sales by store, the light blue is going to be total revenue. So I'm going to use Dave as an example throughout this entire training process. We see Dave has a total revenue of about $19,647 in the last 30 days. And at Dave, we have sold about 1,400 units with an average item price of $13.70. So Dave is definitely doing the best out of all of our stores in terms of revenue and units sold. And then we can see the same info for the rest of our stores going down. And store stats table, this is all of the same type of information just laid out in a nice table format here. So we see each of our store names, the total sales within those stores, in-stock average sales per day, all of that good metric information that you're really wanting to know for how the stores are doing for your brands. One quick tool tip here is that you can download this information with tile actions. So go ahead and click that top 3 dots here and click download data. This will download it into a nice tile format for you, or not tile format. What am I thinking? Excel format. Alrighty. So moving on from overview, hopefully this is pretty self-explanatory. Click around, definitely recommend clicking around into each of the graphs. You might be able to bring up some pop-up tables with more info. For example, if I click into Dave, we can go to Dave details, Dave inventory, suggested order, data download, lots of different places you can go within the application to find more details about this particular store. So that leads me to my next area, which is details. That's going to be found under the accounts. So when we're looking at accounts, think sales. So this is all things sales and inventory. we're going to take a deep dive into Dave. So with the details, I already have it pulled up. Again, I'm looking at the last 30 days for Dave. And within this information, we can see how many units we have on hand, how many we've sold in the last 30 days, total sales, how many units are in stock here. Daily units and sales is great to get an idea for over time, what does your sales trends look like? So in terms of total units and revenue, you might see a trend of some peaks and valleys. Maybe if you know that the store did some sort of promo or discount day, or you initiated that with them, then that's going to be where we can see hopefully an uptick in units as well as total revenue. If you see an uptick in units but not total revenue, maybe there was a heavy discount applied, and maybe your goal was just to push out units to make room for something else. Maybe your goal was to make more profit, and the discount was maybe too high. So that's something that we can start to look at with daily units and sales here, trends over time. Scrolling down to the total in-stock retail value, this is awesome because we can see by product how much retail value we currently have sitting around. So one thing I like to do with this is organize it by last sale. We can sort the sale furthest away from today. There's probably a better way to say that, but if I click last sale here. Okay, so we can see that one of our products at Dave sold the last time on 9/10. There are no sales in time frame, so maybe there was no sales in the last 30 days, but we still have 3 units on hand. So wondering what that might be. Maybe it's a product that has been expired because it's just not really selling that well. Looking down to the Sinners and Saint Island Time Energy, the last sale for this one was on 9/17. We have 61 units on hand of this product. The average item price is $6.57, and the retail value is $400. So because we have 61 units on hand here, we have $400 that could potentially be sold. And it's concerning because the last sale is on 9/17. So start to think about why that might be. Is this a product that just doesn't resonate with the people that are coming to the store that you're selling into? So maybe Dave's demographics are a bit different from your other stores. Maybe we need to try and put this on promotion to get it out the store and make room for other products, things like that. So start to think about this with the last sale date and how many you have currently on hand. It looks like this particular lemonade, the tincture shots, is the highest on hand that we currently have, but it sold the furthest amount of time away. So something to think about with that. And then down here we have product sale details. So within each of our products, we can see a lot of different metrics, such as total sales in the last 30 days, units, average unit cost, all that good stuff. And this product sales details, as well as this total in-stock retail value, this table actually combines, so to speak, in another dashboard within our inventory. So I'm not going to take too much time to focus on this product sales detail because I'll want to look at and explain another table in just a few minutes. So now that we have a good idea of what's going on within each of our products, we can then move over to inventory under accounts. So inventory is going to be a great place to start to understand how we're stocked within each of our individual categories, what products are selling the best at this store, and what do we really need to focus on. So we have our store, which is Dave. Again, date ranges in the last 30 days. And then we can start to look at a specific category or brand at this store to really hone in on if we want to focus working with our retail stores to reorder or to make sure that they have a good product mix at their location. Before filtering anything, I'm going to look at inventory by category. I can see here that at Dave, we have a lot of category mix of edible liquids, so maybe beverages, things like that. And then next to that is solid edibles. The rest of these are kind of smaller chunks. So maybe I just want to focus on my edible mix. I'm going to filter by edible liquid and edible solid here, not focusing on any particular brand because I really want to make sure that the product mix is good. Once we filter by this, we can see inventory history. And inventory history is great to see when we're restocking our products. So it might be that we see some peaks and valleys. Maybe we see that we're kind of letting the stock dwindle because we don't want to restock that particular category or item, whatever it might be. This is a really good at a glance type of graph to gather that information. So we see about 30 days ago on 9/11, we can see how we're stocked within our liquids and solids. And as we go down here, as we sell more per day, this line is going to go down. And then it shoots back up. That's probably when we did some sort of restocking. Looking at this, I would be slightly concerned because we have 694 units of beverage on hand. Beverage is maybe a little bit more perishable of a product. It's not necessarily as shelf stable as some other products that we can carry. Wondering why we decided to restock when maybe it wasn't totally necessary. So that's something that we can start to think about asking ourselves with this inventory history is, why did we restock this product or these products on this day? Was it necessary? Could we have maybe suggested a different reorder to fulfill more of their product mix? Like we didn't have nearly as much of the other categories on hand as we did edible liquid. So could we have focused on stocking up those other categories, leaving the beverages as is, or maybe only suggesting to reorder the products that were the best performing products and only really focus on that. The whole point of me saying this is that we just want to make sure that we're stocking appropriately and have the right product mix. There's no locked up capital for the retailer, that sort of thing, and making sure that we're really understanding what the customer wants instead of just kind of providing the retailer with things we think they want. So as we can see, we have 815 units of edibles on hand. And now to present day, it does sell quite quickly, which is great, but we still have 314 units on hand right now. Scrolling down, we can see in-stock potential profit. Over here on the left, in the light blue, is going to be your total in-stock cost, so how much the retailer paid for this product. Next to that in the dark blue is your total in-stock retail value, so how much these products could possibly sell for at their average item price point. And right here in the middle is a green dot of total potential profit, so how much they can make off of this, or how much you can make off of this. So we see total potential profit for Sinners and Saints is about $156, almost $157. Our highest potential profit product is this Happy Atomic Apple. Total potential profit is $222. So this is definitely something we could focus on. Maybe Happy Atomic Apple is a pretty good product at this specific store, and it will be easier to make sure that they sell. Otherwise, this would be a great opportunity to work with the retailer on how to get more people in the store to buy this product. Maybe it's that the people who are buying these 100 milligram beverages are coming in at noon on Saturdays. So maybe building a program around noon on Saturdays. Maybe it's females that are really wanting to get their fall on, and they're in the mood for some apple beverage. But anyway, things we can think about with this in-stock potential profit, making sure that we're working together to move these products off the shelf and making sure we're getting that profit instead of having products just sit on the shelves expiring or, things like that. Down here at the very bottom is our inventory details table. So this is another really awesome table. One thing that I suggest doing right away when we get to this inventory detail is changing this potential lost profit, clicking on the column header to sort it from highest to lowest amount. When we click on potential lost profit, it's going to organize it from highest total potential lost profit to lowest. Now looking at this, because beverages are at a lower price point, these potential lost profit might be as huge. But looking at this, this top product here, this Evergreen Herbal 420 mini milk chocolate, this is a solid edible. What I want to do actually is remove the solid. Let's just look at beverages. So once this loads, it's going to be a little bit easier to see. In my inventory details table, we can recognize that the first product that shows up here is Blaze Old School Grape Soda. The last sale was on 9/13. Average unit cost is $5. Average item price is $9.23. One thing that I just was on the phone about with another customer is that looking at this average item price, as a brand, you can identify products that just aren't selling the price point that they should be. My customer was able to recognize that there was quite a few products that were selling $10 less than what they should be. Maybe that's because of the discounting that was done. Maybe because their discounting strategies weren't really working and they were actually not making as much margin off of or profit off of that product. So this is a great table to identify any discrepancies between the price and what they're actually selling at. That's just one thing to keep in mind for average item price here. In-stock average units per day, this is going to be on average how many units are selling per day of this product. So you can think of this as number, like average units sold per day. Total quantity on hand, we're going to see some zeros here. But if this is a popular product and it's sold out pretty quickly, these zeros, we should definitely consider reordering, and that's where the reordering comes into play, which I will go to in a few minutes here. In-stock average sales per day. So again, on average, the sale per day, the total sales total. I'm just repeating myself here. Total units, this is going to be total units sold in the time frame, so in the last 30 days. How many days are remaining? So there's going to be some zeros here. There's going to be some higher numbers. And then percent of days in stock. So this is a really important metric here. If you're only in stock, 10% of the last 30 days, then if this is a popular product and it sells out pretty quickly each day that it's in stock, you might have a lot of potential lost profit here. So for example, this product isn't necessarily a good example, but we might be able to see some other ones within your own data. So this grape soda only in stock 10.3% of the last 30 days. Total potential lost profit because it was out of stock 90% of the time was $80. So if this product was in stock the entire 30 days, we could have made $80 off of this one product. There's a couple of zeros, or there's a lot of zeros in here because a lot of these products have been stocked completely for the last 30 days. However, they might be slower moving products. And that's another thing to consider because it is considered locked up capital on the other end of things. So for example, this Saints and Sinners, again, going back to this energy lemonade sugar-free tincture product, we've only sold 7 in the last 30 days. We have 250, almost 253 days remaining of this product. I think that there would be some expired product at the end of that time frame. So how do we really move these products and make sure that they don't expire? They've been in stock 30 days by now. It's costed us $244, and there's $400 just waiting to be sold. So that's kind of a couple of things that we can do with this one table. One is identify potential lost profit if products aren't stocked 100% of the time. The other is identifying slower moving products and realize how much we spent on them versus how much we could be making, or looking at, potential expire events. And then also identifying average item price if there's red flags anywhere, making sure that we're up to date on, what things are selling for at the retailer store. All right, that was a lot of words. I hope that you were able to follow along with that. Again, feel free to reach out. If you watch this and still have questions, happy to break it down even further for you. The next thing I want to jump into is the reorder report. So that's going to be right under inventory. This reorder report really aims to take away the guesswork out of placing or sending reorders. And keep in mind that your retailers will have this exact same view on their end. So you guys can look at the same type of information together and make data-backed decisions as a team, rather than just dictating or telling them you need to order X amount of this product because Headset said so. They have the power to look at it on their end as well and understand where that decision is coming from. So with this reorder report, I'm going to look at the Dave store. I'm going to look at 1 week of supply. I'm not going to add any increase or decrease in demand here, but if there was a holiday coming up and you knew that on average, Halloween, for example, has usually a 5% increase in pre-rolls, you can add in this increase in demand. So with this reorder report, we can scroll down here, and simply enough, it's going to show you any product that you're either completely out of or running really, really low on that will not meet however much demand you suggest or that you like to typically offer as a week of supply. So here we have each product listed out. And then we have total units. This is total units sold in the last 60 days. So it doesn't explicitly say this here, but the reorder report is based on the trailing 60 days of sales. So in the last 60 days, this Major Pink Lemonade sold 256 units. It was in stock 60 of those days, so 100% of the time. In-stock average units per day is on average how many units, again, are selling per day. Total quantity on hand, we only have 4 of these beverages left. So because we're selling about 4 each day, we're definitely not going to meet the next 1 week of demand. So we're probably going to want to think about ordering more. Estimated days remaining is less than 1. As we can see, it sells 4.3 per day. We only have 4 left. Minimum suggested order, we're saying if you want to meet or if you want to keep up with the demand of the next week, you might want to consider ordering about 26 units to make sure you're not risking any out of stock events. Hopefully that makes sense here. So that's a pretty straightforward example. A less straightforward example, and one that you might want to kind of take with a grain of salt or just investigate a little bit further. Maybe we look at like this 420 mini milk chocolate toffee. We've sold 35 units in the last 60 days. It's been in stock 100% of the time. We only have 3 left. So maybe this isn't a product that you want to think about reordering, or it is, but it might be a little bit slower moving product than the one that we just looked at. And we're only suggesting you order 2. So if you're getting a lot of lower numbers here, then maybe we don't need to reorder those at all. We can wait for a little bit, or we can change this weeks of supply to be a little bit longer. And if that's closer to your reordering cadence, like every 3 weeks, then these numbers will of course become larger. The last thing I want to point out in this reorder report and anywhere else in the Headset platform, we can actually take a look at, we can drill into the product details report. So let's take this cartridge, for example. We're going to click on these 3 dots. Let me zoom in. It's kind of hard to see. We can zoom in to this 3 dots. We're going to click into this product name, and we're going to be taken to a product details report card, as I like to call it. And in the last 60 days at the store of Dave, we're looking at this 2 heads high C distillate cartridge. We have 0 in stock right now. In the last 60 days, it's brought in $2,000. We sold 86 units in the last 60 days, but it's only been in stock 53 days out of the 60, so 88.3 day in stock percentage. The one graph I really like in this product details and something that could really help understand from a pricing perspective, from a stock and sale history perspective, is this graph here, stock and sale history. The dark blue bars are the units sold each day. The light blue kind of chunk here is the quantity in stock. So of course, as we sell more, this line is going to decrease each day. And you can simply hover over each one of these dots to see how many quantity you have in stock. Looks like on the 7th, we did a nice restock there and got in 32 units. And we sold out of those pretty quickly. It looks like on the 10th, maybe we did a little promo or something like that, because we sold traditionally more units than we usually do. This dark blue is going to be the price as well. So it looks like the average item price has stayed fairly consistent, but you can see the trend there on days when you maybe did a little bit more discounting. So this is really great for understanding the stock and sale. So it's possible that you don't have any of these products to replenish the stock, but if you do, this might be a good one to consider because it did sell quite well when it was in stock. Down here, we can also see product sales by day and what that average item price looks like. All right, so I've done a lot of talking. This has been just, again, a really quick overview of Bridge basics. Just to remind you what we went through the overview dashboard here, and then under accounts, we went through details, inventory, and reorder report. This is a really great place to start when you're just getting acquainted with the Bridge platform, trying to understand where your sales are at, what products are performing well, which ones maybe aren't performing as well, and what you can work with your vendors, or sorry, your retailers on in terms of pushing products out the door, replenishing stock where it needs to be, things like that. So let me know if you have any questions. I'm happy to help. I'm happy to jump on the phone if you need any additional training. Please also reach out to this support line down here at the very bottom right, and we will be happy to direct you or to help you in any way. All right, I hope to see you on another Headset Hangout sometime soon. My name is Amelia again, and thank you for listening.